Hello, namaste, and greetings. I'm Prakash Chandragiri. So I'm going to present a presentation on professional development for teacher trainers. So the main outcome of this presentation is to have the participants apply teacher training tools and strategies for impactful trainings in the local context. So you can see the overview of my presentation. It gives the participants or audience for creating, presenting, evaluating effective teacher training workshops. And so participants will learn or gain some tools and techniques for promoting professional development in teaching context. So in this presentation, audience will develop their skills for delivering, engaging, relevant teacher trainings, especially educators. So for professional development for teacher trainers, there are 8 steps or 8 points need to be discussed. Number one is transform. We have to transform our teaching skill set to a trainer skill set. So this is a different skill set, teacher skill set and trainer skill set. A teacher skill set is to be transformed to a trainer skill set. So this is needed to influence through teacher training. And I would like to request you to think of 5 words what come in your mind. For example, I have noted 5 words like informative, new, conferences, enriching, and collaboration. So these are the 5 words when we hear the words for professional development, and then this comes in your mind. So you can think of you attended a training or you gave the trainings. So what type of the training was it? Or what was the objectives of that training? Was it a positive or negative experience? And if so, why? So what was one thing about the experience you would like to change? Well, how was the experience similar to classroom teaching? How was the experience different from classroom teaching? So you can think of. You can see here classroom teaching versus teacher training, and these infographics I took from my trainings which I got. This is the audience in terms of audience. So classroom teacher gives language knowledge to students, but trainer builds and participant expertise and prior knowledge connects with participants' peers. And similarly, assessment is a different way. Even in classroom management, teacher acts as authoritative and gives instructions, but trainer acts as a facilitator for participants. Evaluations, class length, audience, assessment. So you can take some points here so that you can differ between classroom teaching and teacher training. So this infographic idea gives a clear outline. So what there have the differences. So you can see here, you can choose one of these areas and give a specific example, the difference between classroom teaching and teacher training in regarding evaluation. So there will be the evaluations for students like some formative or formative assessment. But in trainings, there will be, like as we discussed before, training success evaluative by the participant ability to use what they have learned. So I request you to read an article which is found in English Language Forum 2012, the Teaching Toolbox. And you can see this written by Umber. And similarly, I request to get the ideas to be a good sharer, a doer. So cascading new knowledge in professional development. We have to cascade the ideas. Cascading means sharing the ideas to the community of practice. Why do we do that? Increasing the course impact to double our learning. So when we teach or train others and we learn. Number 2 step is ready, set, and investigate. So we have to do our need analysis. What is need analysis? a need analysis tools, tips, and how to conduct, how to interpret. So I'll just go through it. So what are the some possible professional development topics? So we can brainstorm. We can think of like classroom management strategy, like using technology in the classroom, creating student-centered relation. So we can list out some possible professional development topics, and then we can have a needs analysis. A needs analysis like pre-test, it involves the collection examination of the objective, subjective needs of the participant. But what are the subjective needs and what are the objective needs of the participants? I will show you the differences here. Objective needs, these are measures and with information, participant education background, and teaching experience, participants language level and abilities, institution government standards and target. But subjective needs are measured with information about the participant's attitude, interest, and expectations, perception of training purpose, goals, preferences. So there are the differences you can see. But why do we conduct needs analysis? So to decide on the purpose of the shared goals for training, we need to consider the opinions, the requirements from the stakeholders, so that we can do. But before doing a needs analysis, so it might be misleading. So some common tools for conducting a needs analysis, I'd like to share you. There are some surveys, online interviews, observations, and focus groups. So stakeholders, participants, they can be involved. So I have shown you an example in my training. So this is a needs analysis when we organize or conduct the survey online. And that is very easy to interpret the needs analysis. So we can list out the participant challenges, participant interest and goals, and we can prioritize the needs you found in our analysis. Number 3 point is creating impactful training or crafting an impactful training for a specific academic context. This means we have to create the worthwhile instructional objectives. On the basis of objective, we have to do activities. On the basis of activities and objectives, we have to evaluate. So this is an outline of trainings. It is a very, very important part. So instructional objectives. And what are the objectives and activities? So you can, while making an objective, we need to know about the SMART, specific, measurable, all right, and the time bound, relevant, and it must be attainable. So we have to use the words Bloom's taxonomy or the focus on this theory as well. So we can see how we can create unit objectives, and there are some steps. We have to determine the length of time. How long is our training going on, workshop? Is it 1 day or 2 weeks or 8 weeks or 1 month or 1 year? So it depends on the length of the or the volume of the objectives. So needs analysis, unit objectives we can create and decide on the course content, break the contents in unit, and then decide the objectives for each unit. So, and similarly, we need to have the unit assessment as well, evaluation this step. So we have to look at our objectives and we have to plan the assessment to measure the participant performance on the instructional objectives for this unit. So this is an outline I would like to show you. So this is a very important point. Like week 1, I do this topic, introductions and objectives. These are the objectives and activities I conduct this, or I carry out such kind of activities, training session, workshops, and the assessment, and I will do that in week 1 and week 2, week 3. So it goes likewise. Number 4 is pitching. Pitching that means convincing. Pitching means calling upon the stakeholders. So while pitching, we have to be persuasive. So there are some steps for pitching our trainings. So we can see we need to identify the stakeholders. So who are the stakeholders? So who are people who play the role in deciding our training is a good idea? So we need to identify the stakeholders to plan a pitch using language idea. So that will appeal the audience. So for example, in my case, my stakeholders can be National Ministry of Education, English teachers in my school, and the principal, the secretary, parents, and the participants. So pitch means is a selling our ideas to the stakeholders. So while pitching, we need to find out identify the problems, and then next is to present the solution. But why my solution is the best? We need to have that argument, and my solution is the best because because of this reason. So pitching is appealing or pursuing or selling the trainings. Number 5 step is engaging the participants. So you can think of an experience, really bad experience about a training that you attended or you gave. So in a training session, we must have a comfortable environment. So which is essential for training, engaging the participants by having them do some critical thinking, coming up with solutions and important technique. So I will show another point, what are the 10 ways to engage the students, but these are useful for training session as well. And I can show you like this. So 10 ways for engaging students: balance instructions, questioning techniques, design the differences, and critical thinking, practicing doing and creating, authentic materials use, comfortable environment. So in a training session or workshop, there must be one language using, inviting participants and making of group work and pair work, and similarly collaborations and choice and responsibility and the reflection. So what they are learning, how they are learning. So these points really matter in the training or workshop to engage the participants. So this is not only for the students in the classroom teaching, it is useful for training session as well to engage them. I think this point important for us. And number 6 is the mentoring. Mentoring is the number 6 point is mentoring, and mentoring really matters. And I would like to say you that mentoring is to help to maximize the potentialities, to support, to engage, and to make the participants learn better. So we can have the peer mentoring and observation. So there are 5 ways teachers can participate in peer mentoring, like observation, collaborative journals, teacher support group or study circle, and teacher support network and teachers association. So this can really be beneficial. And number 6, in the training sessions, we have the mentoring. So mentoring each other, observation, team meetings, and teaching and observing, co-teaching might be. So we can have such kind of opportunities to maximize the potentiality and to develop these skills each other. Not only peer mentoring. So as a mentor and as mentee, we can practice such kind of activities. So I'll show you the mentoring definitions according to University of Reading. Mentoring is to support and encourage people to manage their own learning, that they may maximize their potential, develop their skills, improve their performance, and become the person they want to be. So there are some words I have redlined, like supporting and encouraging. It is non-directive. It helps to manage their own learning, maximize the potential, and develop their skills, improve their performance. The person they want to be clarified that this is about an individual step. Their one goals with help and support or encouragement. So mentoring is another point. Similarly, for peer observation, how to observe in peers, like observation procedure, we have some practices. So we go to have the sitting at the back of the room and sitting where a student can see you. Avoid that. Arrive early, at least on time. Don't participate in the lesson. So take detailed notes while peer observation. And while giving the feedback after observation, we must be like sandwich. Our suggestion must be like sandwich: compliment, suggestion, and end with a compliment. So there is an example. Don't say you talk too quietly. You can say, I noticed some of the students didn't seem to hear your instructions. Perhaps you could speak up. So such kind of affirmative languages, positive languages, compliment, we can use suggestion. Number 7 point, second last point, is the sustaining. So in trainings, those who are taking part, and then they need to have the community of practice, they can share the interest or profession, so they can cascade the ideas and knowledge, they can develop their professional development. So community of practice is a group of people who have a shared interest or profession. So community of practice for teachers and trainers. And we can have such kind of opportunity in our local context so that we can be engaged and in touch with them, like NELTA in context of Nepal, or TESOL for international English teachers, ITEFL. So these are the community based, and these are the service based, and these are English teachers based organizations, so they can support to sustain. Here the teachers can practice and they can share ideas. So why to engage? You need to engage for support, for professional development, for career advancement. So you can use different tools to sustain the engagement. For example, you can use a Facebook group, and we can talk and share ideas in groups. We can take part in conferences. We can have online forums for teachers. We can have the blogs. We can write, and we have the study group, action research groups, researcher groups. So community engagement tools, these are, but in this new normal context, we can have online other platforms where we can be engaged. Last point is 8, and that is evaluation, evaluating training. So I think you can have in your mind, like at the end of any training session, people give a survey to evaluate for themselves and for you. So training evaluations, there is a procedure. You can see here: planning and preparation, training course, course evaluation, reflect and revise. It goes on the basis of this process. So I like to tell you to think about the training course or workshop you gave or attended. At the end of a training, did participants complete an evaluation from our survey or not? You can have. Yes. What information did the former survey expert? Did the former survey expert both positive and negative feedback or opinions? If you are a participant, did you feel comfortable giving honest feedback and opinions? So if you were the trainer, do you think your participants gave you honest feedback and opinions? So at the end of the training session, so we have such kind of experiences. So what is training evaluation? Training evaluation measures the effectiveness of training using different types of evaluations and assessments. So you need to create an evaluation plan based on our course goals and objectives. So while making evaluation, we need to create according to the course goals, objectives, and then we can do that. So why do we evaluate? Because our stakeholder must be happier and they must be with us. So they have to know about what they could know or could understand, could get the points and ideas so that they can apply in real life context. For ourselves also, those who are taking and giving the training sessions. And some questions, examples we can put, like open examples. What was one activity you found really helpful? Why? So what is something you change or improve for further other things? And closed examples like yes, no, or satisfied, or like that, and helpful, not helpful, very helpful, somewhat helpful. So closed questions and open questions can be asked. Some examples are there. saying it is for our one evaluation also. So we should also do an evaluation for survey at the end of the course. So for example, we can create an evaluation paper for participants to complete, or we can use survey online like SurveyMonkey or Google Forms. So whichever we use, there are some things we have to understand that we have to make it anonymous. Anonymously, we have to collect the evaluation and the feedback. So I think this step is really good for you to transform from a teacher to teacher trainer if you really apply in your real life context. So I got these ideas from Arizona State University. I took a e-teacher course and program in 2019. Thank you very much. And this is me. If you have any questions, we can practice. Thank you so much. You can find me in nepalexploring.blogspot.com. I hope you enjoyed my session. Thank you. Thank you and namaste.